Why, hello everybody. It's that time! Time for you to all with yours truly. Now let me begin this by thanking all of you for taking the time to listen to my musings on the past, present, and future. But before we get into the past, let's talk about the present and near future. WWE Network, Vince, and all of WWE, you can have my money. I don't care if I have to pay in 6-month packages or if I have to pay 1 year in advance. I mean, the library alone, the massive library that they have, reason enough. But then to get all the pay-per-views, including WrestleMania 30, for free with the subscription, hey, February 24th, I'm down. You already have my money. I already have classics, so this is not that big of a change as far as price-wise. Also, I want to give my congratulations to the Reality of Wrestling, the fine folks that coming February 1st of this year, they will be airing episodes on the Cube. Man, for all those that are part of Reality of Wrestling, this is a long time coming. I know how hard Booker and Sharmell and the rest of the ROW crew have been working to get this, and now that the ink is dried, the episodes are going to be coming up shortly. Man, and what better way to celebrate than this Saturday? I'll be there backstage doing what I do for the company. But I mean, if you didn't have reason enough, if seeing Rob Van Dam in the flesh was not enough, the steel cage match, career, ROW career versus career. I mean, you got Gustavo Mendoza, the ROW heavyweight champion, taking on the #1 contender, the Pride. Both guys, star pupils for Booker T from the PWA days. Seen both of those guys from early on. And the idea that you're not going to have either guy here after January 11th on the precipice of this huge announcement, man, I mean, it goes without saying. I mean, imagine what it'd be like to not have the Pride at ROW, or more importantly, to not have Gustavo Mendoza. But, I mean, this is what Booker felt was the best course of action. They're going to do it in a steel cage, so hopefully Team International won't be a part of the festivities, but, I mean, these two guys really don't like each other. I have respect for both guys immensely. I really respect Pride's energy level and athleticism and everything that he brings to the table, and Gustavo goes without saying. I mean, as far as the mind for wrestling that he has, and just what he's done as far as with ROW over the past few months. And there's got to be a winner, and steel cage usually means that there will be. So, I mean, ROW will change forever, and just in the midst of this wonderful news that they'll be starting to air episodes on the Cube, I for one am excited, and congratulations are definitely in order. After that, a week from this Saturday, January 18th, it's Hurricane Pro Wrestling's Glory and Pain 9. I will actually be performing in this one. The main event is a no-rope battle royal, and the winner becomes the #1 contender and can challenge the champion anytime. Glory and Pain 7, I took that, lost the championship opportunity early in the night when Max Muscles defeated me, and then won the no-rope battle royal, and quickly I had injured Max during our match at the end of it, and called him out, and like a fighting champion that he is, he accepted the challenge right then and there, and lost his title after celebrating just like 1 year. I think that was the 1 year mark. So things can happen. That's a pretty historic show, so very much looking forward to it. I'll talk about taking bookings and so on and so forth probably in my next video, which will be next week, simply because I've got so much to cover, and I'll talk about that here shortly. As you can see, things have changed. I trimmed the beard, and I'll probably start growing out again. I really enjoyed having it, and I'll probably do better with upkeep with it. I have a lot of respect for those that can keep the beard going. Also, P90X3, I'm on week 2, just wrapped it up. I'll have my Saturday workout before I go up to the venue for the Reality Wrestling TV taping. And so I'll be doing that early this morning, and that'll be 2 weeks. I missed Tuesday, but I made up for it on Wednesday. And Tuesday I missed it because I had a dentist appointment and it took a few hours. So it was quite a bit to do, long overdue. But and it kept me kind of out of sorts for that Tuesday. But I quickly got back on track, and I'm really enjoying the product. I think Sunday I'll be doing the Dynamics, which is the Sunday workout. You can either rest or do that, so I'm going to try that on Sunday, and I'll let you guys know how it goes. You know, sad news to hear about Mae Young in hospice care at this point. I know that there's not anything further. Last year around this time, my grandmother was in hospice care. She unfortunately lost her fight and is in a better place. But yeah, it's sad news, but you know, May's tough, and hopefully she can come out of this. Speaking of losses, my condolences go out to DJ King and Silky Baines at this time with the loss of their mother. Losing family members, losing loved ones is never easy, never fun, and definitely my heartfelt condolences go out to them and their family at this time. So, sorry about the somber news, but it had to be said. So now the purpose of the video, the story time aspect, and man, what a jam-packed show I have to cover. I'm covering my Sexyweight title reign, the first of many title reigns at PCW, but this was the first, the light heavyweight title. My last video, I'd beaten Duffy, a great champion. So I beat him, and now I was the light heavyweight champion, and I wanted to call it the Sexyweight Championship. But that meant that I was now the PCW light heavyweight champion and the NWA Texas heavyweight champion. But the thing was that I wasn't going to be Texas heavyweight champion for long. I received an email from Ken Taylor, roughly read that, and I got this like on the 18th of March of 2003. As you're already aware, you will have a NWA title match, Texas title match, May 31st in Pasadena. I need you booked April 12th to drop the belt back to JP and Conroe, which that match never happened because that show never happened. They canceled the show. At this point, NWA Southwest was kind of in a flux. Most of NWA was, but this one was a major flux, and they weren't really, they were trying to piggyback off shows and whatnot. So they were going to build the April 12th show as their 5th anniversary show, but then it did not end up happening. It ended up happening on May 31st, which was in like Texas City or something like that. So as of May 31st, I was no longer Texas heavyweight champion. Another thing that happened in May was I got placed, ironically, on the PWI. And as you can see, I got the cover, made a little scrapbook. I mean, it has like the Legacy Wrestling Enterprises card right there. I'm on there as well. Big WrestleMania hype. And then if you look closely, Steve DeMarco's name is in the top 10 for the NWA World title. So, yeah. So it was on here, but no longer really wrestling for the company because our home base just wasn't there. But I mean, it had Jeff Jarrett as the champion, Ron the Truth Killings, Jorge Estrada was number 2, Hot Stuff Hernandez was number 3, AJ Styles was number 5, JC North, Spider, Johnny Moss, Steve Corino was number 9, and yours truly was number 10. So I got a big kick out of that, being on the magazine, being in the magazine. One of the first times that I was on it. But anyway, so you know, my reign lasted, the PCW light heavyweight reign lasted about 6 months. And I recall Jeremy Sage actually talking to me about what that meant as far as getting the title. And more importantly, they were talking about giving me mic time. They had seen me, and me and Jeremy had talked here and there about, you know, what I could do to do better on the show. And he talked about getting mic work and, you know, doing that. And he had seen my mic work on NWA television. So, fun fact, me and Jeremy have a big love for Clone High. And I don't know how many of you know about Clone High, but hilarious cartoon, hilarious show, great voice talents, Will Forte and Nicole Sullivan, to name a couple. Great show. Clone High, that's all you got to really look it up. It's phenomenal. And me and Jeremy actually bonded over our love for that show. And I remember it airing a couple of times on MTV, like 3 or 4 episodes, and then it being gone. But I looked for it. And we actually got the DVD. I think you have to like get it from Canada. But such an awesome time, especially with Clone High. But yeah, that's how we bonded and became fast friends because of that. Now, other reasons, but that was one of the main reasons. At the time, I felt like I was on solid ground with the company, PCW. I was fully entrenched with them for the most part. I can say that because, you know, again, I wasn't doing NWA Southwest. They were running weekly. They were on UPN. It was kind of a no-brainer. And I thought with winning the title, well, that just meant like that was a vote of confidence. However, the next pay-per-view that they did, and we considered it pay-per-views. They were big shows. DVD tapings, so I guess you could call them DVDs. But their next one was like Capital Punishment. It was a couple weeks right before that I won the title. But I didn't have a storyline per se, didn't have a feud. I just won the title. So they gave me a dark match with Damien from the Dark Circle, and I think he had broken ties with these guys. They said we didn't really have a storyline, even though he was the one in my debut that put me through a table, so there was something there. That match was what it was. I mean, it was, you know, a dark match before the DVD taping. But then later on, the first week of June, they gave us the opportunity to have a televised match, my first televised title defense. And I did what most champions do.
Fat jerk dance.
Oh, good Lord. Just wait till you hear
That's not an attractive man, Rob. Not an attractive man. This guy, he's a pretty attractive man, Steve DeMarco.
Oh, you have eyes for Steve DeMarco, do you?
What is that supposed to mean?
You know exactly what I mean. You hang out with Instant Heat, you know exactly what I mean.
I manage Instant Heat. I do more than that with Instant Heat.
Last time I was out here, I beat Duffy for the light heavyweight championship.
So what, Rob? I am 1-0, undefeated.
And since then, the office can't seem to find an opponent worthy of me defending this belt. You wish. The truth of the matter is, I decided to take matters into my own hands. I'm laying out an open challenge to anyone. That be it fans, cameraman. Hey Porter, you want a shot? Knockout girl, Rob Moore, this punch right here.
Wow, an open challenge for the title.
Well, he's challenging anybody and everybody, and I think we're going to find out. Well, look at this. Here comes Damien.
Well, Damien wants a shot at that title.
Well, you know what? Damien's got the talent and the good attitude to do it.
He's a psychopath.
Well, indeed, he's a former member of the Dark Circle with Apocalypse and Storm, but they had a parting of the ways, and Damien has found favor with the fans ever since then.
I did have a fan in Rick Vogt, and he made it perfectly clear that he was a big fan of mine.
Well, clean or dirty, I'll take Steve DeMarco any way you serve him up.
Well, okay.
You know what? I mean, the match was what it was. I'd hate to say that it blew the roof off, because it didn't. We weren't really on the same page in some respects. I'll blame myself for that. So we'll just go to the replays.
I don't know if it's possible, Rob, but Steve DeMarco almost made Damien uglier with that kick to the face.
Oh, man, some fans here might be taking home some souvenirs. Now, wait a minute.
Oh, he's coming this way.
Where's DeMarco
He's
going?
coming this way, Rob.
Man, I thought I had him. When I blasted him with that kick, I really thought I had him. But he had some fight left in him.
Looks too. No face shots. We'll take any facial shots.
Damien's the winner, but it's a disqualification, and the title cannot change hands on a disqualification. It has to be pinfall or submission.
Steve DeMarco is the belt.
All right, and we get the clarification down.
The paradigm shift should have been it. That would have cut my title reign pretty short. I mean, only a couple months in, I wasn't going to be a champion anywhere. But I had one last trick up my sleeve. The trend of mic work would continue. I had to continue to tell them my story, and more importantly, I had to tell them, hey, look, I want to face a light heavyweight, not a quote-unquote light heavyweight. And this is how PCW responded.
He's a hunk. He's a hunk.
Well, he calls himself Sexy Steve DeMarco, and
that's no lie.
We're about to hear from him. Let's see what the champion's got to say.
You know, last week, I came out here and made an open challenge. I didn't mean anybody over 200 pounds, because that's what the light heavyweight stipulation is. I'm a slim 195 pounds.
Oh, yes.
And this is for the light heavyweight title. So hopefully, the guys in the back can find me somebody worthy
I'm worthy.
of this light heavyweight title.
Somehow I don't think you're title material, but oh, wait just a minute. I don't think anybody was expecting this. I don't think Steve DeMarco was expecting this. Here comes Lance Romance.
You know what it is? There's one thing the Players Club ain't never had. We've had all the belts, but one belt we ain't never got a hold on is that lightweight belt. So what I'm gonna do tonight is I got somebody, Daddy. I got somebody gonna come right on out and step on just shy of 200 pounds.
Oh my God.
On the left side of his butt.
Let's show her what you got.
Well, C. Diddy has come out with the scales, and he's getting on those scales.
199 and a half.
199 and a half. Oh my.
If that's
Come on down and get some of this, and let's hook it up. Steve DeMarco, you ready to lose that belt? Cause it's time, Diddy. Let's do this and get it on.
Rob, his belly weighs 200 pounds.
My, oh my, C. Diddy is going to take up Steve DeMarco's challenge.
That man takes dumps 200 pounds.
Well, it brought out the scales, and Lance and C. Diddy said the scales read 199 and a half pounds for C. Diddy. Wow.
Hey, Jessica. Long time no see, man. I love your smile, and I loved it. Brightened my day every time I would see it. Now back to Canyon. Always enjoyed my fights with him, competing against him. You know, loved his mind, how it worked, and furthermore, got the opportunity to work with Lance Romance, the leader of the International Players Club. I mean, heard about him, had seen him a few times here and there. Great mind for the business, awesome with promos. Good judge of talent as far as you know, who he worked with and who he brought into his group. Yeah, so I really enjoyed that period of time because I got the opportunity to work with him on the mic and got to work with a veteran like Canyon. But back to the match. The match was what it was. Canyon definitely brought the fight, but really what you got to see is, you know, he thought he'd have the win, make pretty short work of me, but I had a few tricks up my sleeve, as the replay will show.
Official decision which he is giving to Travis, the ring announcer this time.
The winner of the match by countout, C. Diddy.
Well, Rob, that's preposterous. The whole idea of C. Diddy with a light championship belt is ridiculous. Regardless of how Steve DeMarco decided to retain his belt.
A moral victory, even one where Lance Romance counts the 1, 2, 3, does not earn you the title. But my actions needed to be further dissected and discussed, and I got the opportunity to get a sit-down interview, the first of its kind for me, with Chris Bussin.
Hey guys, what's up? It's Chris. I'm hanging out with the light heavyweight champion, Steve DeMarco. Now, he's been DQ'd, he's been counted out. I think the only thing he hasn't done is pin a guy in the ring. What's up with that?
Hold on. Let me get ready for this thing. All right, secondly, who in the hell are you? Does the cameraman know who you are? Does the guy holding the boom mic, do the guys watching, they know who you are? Secondly, or thirdly actually, I'm the light heavyweight champion. I pinned the former light heavyweight champion. See, That's what the opponent has to do. They have to pin me. I don't have to pin them. I don't have anything to prove.
Well, last week, C. Diddy came out with the scale. What are your thoughts on that?
Okay, do you watch the program? Does anyone watch the program? It's an open challenge. Anyone can accept. The guy holding the camera could have accepted. You could accept, not that you would. The boom mic guy could accept. The vending machine guy. One of the knockouts could accept. That's what an open challenge is. I'm a fighting champion. Therefore, C. Diddy accepted, and I fought him.
Well, we know you're the champion, but Fight, Win, Survive is coming up. Do you think you can defend your title? Are you even a light heavyweight? DeMarco?
Now, before I continue, a lot of the videos that I get are courtesy of PCW. And Thomas and Chris, Mike, the Bussies, Dwayne Brandon, Jamie Aller, as well as the crew that really did a great job of PCW. Really felt like the work was top notch. And a lot of the videos that I get off YouTube, whether it's with PCW Classics or it's with Michael Williams, who used to be part of PCW, as a ref, as a wrestler, but he does such a great job of gathering these videos, and I gotta thank everyone involved that let me use the videos for my videos and whatnot. So just wanted to bring that up. Now back to the matches. My next title defense, after being, kind of given the third degree by Chris, was to face a newcomer and his debut. And it was finally a light heavyweight.
I would. I know you would. Oh, no, what?
Oh, well, here come the knockouts. And here comes the challenger. Answering the challenge, he is Brett Barnes.
Why do we even have these knockout girls here? I don't understand that. How annoying are they?
They are not annoying at all. Oh, and look at this.
Speaking of annoying.
Coming out onto the ramp, the leader of the International Players Club, Lance Romance.
Leader? That's a loose interpretation, don't you think, Robert?
Shut your damn mouth! What the hell are you doing here, you big overgrown oof? And bottom line, isn't there a height limit before you come challenge a belt? Fine, I'll take you to wrestling school.
Well, apparently Lance Romance is down here to watch the match from a little closer view. Perhaps he's out on a scouting mission for the International Players Club. I'm wondering if perhaps he thinks Steve DeMarco might be Players Club material, or maybe Brett Barnes is Players Club material.
How dare he even consider such a stupid notion of having Steve DeMarco join the Players Club. Steve DeMarco is a gorgeous, smart wrestling man, and he would never join such a club like that, Robert. He would never even think of it, Robert. He would never want to be in his club.
Calm down, will ya? Steve DeMarco, Sexy Steve DeMarco, as he calls himself. Collar and elbow lockup and an arm drag taking Brett Barnes down.
Hey.
And Brett Barnes coming back with a hard right hand. Reversal of the whip by DeMarco. DeMarco, nicely done, leapfrog. And look at that, Barnes just drives through. Leapfrog by Barnes, and an arm drag by Barnes, taking DeMarco up and over, and DeMarco hits the floor.
Well, smart there by DeMarco. Things got a little hectic there, a little too fast.
Well,
fast for his liking, so he got out. Smart.
Well, I don't doubt that DeMarco is an intelligent individual. I will not argue with you on that. He certainly knows how to use the rule book to his advantage. And wait a minute, he's got the microphone. He's got the microphone. Wait just a second here. He's asking for the belt. What?
Now you deserve to watch me wrestle. I'm gonna leave.
DeMarco says he's gonna leave.
That's what you want, right? You don't want me to leave? You can all go to hell.
Well, good. He's absolutely right.
Well, this is another case of DeMarco using the rules to his advantage. He's certainly staying outside the ring for as long as he wants. Oh my God! Brett Barnes jumping on him with a plancha over the top rope, and it is Barnes. He's had enough of Steve DeMarco's mouth, and he's taking the fight to him on the floor and throwing him back into the ring.
That's not fair, Robert.
Brett Barnes holding on to the belt, temporarily dropping it back to the floor as Brett Barnes has gained the upper upper hand here on the top rope. Oh, what a great move by Brett Barnes, taking DeMarco down.
This can't be happening, Robert. This can't be happening.
And now Brett Barnes on the top rope. Oh, went for a flying missile drop kick, but DeMarco just swatted it away. DeMarco thinking just a few seconds ahead.
Swatted it like he had a fly swatter, and Brett Barnes was a fly, Robert.
Well, you would know all about fly swatters.
I sure do.
That nasty disease thing you're carrying around.
Are you talking about my fly swatter, Robert?
Never mind.
Oh.
DeMarco now on top of Brett Barnes, and he's pulling back on him. He's got the arms wrapped up in a modification of the camel clutch, putting extreme pressure on Brett Barnes' lower back.
Good. Teach Brett Barnes a lesson.
Referee Sam Miller right there to see whether Barnes submits. He does not submit, and DeMarco releases the hold, and he goes for a forearm to the upper back.
Steve DeMarco's in control. Steve DeMarco's going to put a finish to this right now, Robert.
Hard chop to the chest by Steve DeMarco. And DeMarco with another chop, and Brett Barnes is going to be feeling those for a while. Kick to the midsection by DeMarco, and DeMarco continues to club away in the corner. Irish whip into the corner, and Barnes up in the air. He's got the head scissors, and he flips DeMarco over.
Oh no, not this again.
Brett Barnes climbing back up to the front top rope with another high-risk maneuver, and this time he nails the missile drop kick.
No. Yes, next one, he gets out.
I give Brett Barnes a lot of credit. He definitely brought the fight. And he wouldn't allow me to do my old tricks. But he did DeMarco.
Say what's going on, but I don't like it, Robert. I don't like it one bit.
Well, I'm not so sure that Lance Romance is trying to coach Steve DeMarco. DeMarco is holding on to that ring post just like he did against C-Diddy, but Brett Barnes flies right onto him, makes him let go of that ring post, and now they're fighting right at the outside railing. Barnes throwing DeMarco back into the ring now. And Barnes climbing all the way up to the top rope once again, going for another high-risk maneuver. High cross body block, he's on top, he's got the leg hooked, and only a 2 count.
Oh, thank God. That was way too close for comfort, Robert.
Brett really shined in his debut. I felt that was my job. It was to make a competitive match and help build my division. I mean, I'm in being the champion, you're kind of the leader of that division, and I wanted a really competitive division. And I felt like Brett had a lot of upside. I mean, he's a young guy, good looking, has a lot of aerial moves. He really brought it, and I wanted guys to feud with, and he would be a guy that I would feud with down the road. He gave me, especially in this first debut match, gave me more than I wanted, and I needed to think of a way to retain.
Barnes on the top rope, but DeMarco running right into that top rope, and Barnes drops down.
Drops down, you said it. Dropped down right on his you-know-what.
And now where's DeMarco going? Steve DeMarco, he's got his belt, and now he's got a chair.
Well, good.
He got the chair right out from under one of our beautiful knockouts. Referee Sam Miller taking the belt away from DeMarco. And meanwhile, DeMarco is in the ring, and he's got the chair. Wait just a minute. Steve DeMarco tries to hit Barnes with the chair. Flying drop kick. And now Brett Barnes has the chair. The referee doesn't see it.
Wait, he's got him in a look. Barnes has got the chair. He's disqualified, Robert.
Wait a minute. Sam Miller is calling for the bell. Brett Barnes didn't even hit Steve DeMarco.
You can't have a chair in the ring.
Wait a minute. What is DeMarco going after? What has he got? Wait just a minute. Wait a minute. That's a ketchup packet.
It was not ketchup. Just because it said fancy ketchup on it, you cannot draw a conclusion like that, Robert.
Steve DeMarco has just smeared ketchup on his forehead, trying to make Sam Miller believe that Brett Barnes has busted his head open with a chair when that chair didn't even come within 3 feet of DeMarco's skull.
So you allegedly say, Robert, but I think me and the fans saw a different story here tonight.
Well, Steve DeMarco has pulled a fast one here.
Genius. That is genius.
Good
Why didn't I think of that, Robert? Why didn't I think of that?
Lance Romance is in.
Yes, probably the first time a champion has retained, won, and used ketchup packets. Am I proud of that? Hey, well, I retained, so yes. And it was creative, and there you go. Should never use a chair, Brett. Hopefully you learned your lesson. I mean, it was so innovative, don't you think? But around this time was also the time that marked Fight, Win, Survive. It was a yearly, summer-long tournament. Usually the winner would get a #1 contendership of sorts. This was the last time they were going to do singles matches. It's usually a single elimination, but this would be the last time. And it was everybody on the roster had the opportunity to get to the finals, and then the winner, would do what he would do. Every match had a stipulation. It wasn't just a singles match. It had to have some kind of gimmick to it, which you'll see. I was told pretty early on that I wasn't going to win it because I was a champion already. But it did afford me the opportunity to shine in a different way, to get more face time, even more than I was already getting, promos and such. It gave me a chance to do something outside of just wrestling and do this angle, and so yeah.
First off, all y'all can shut your mouths and listen to what I got to say. Who the hell are you?
My name's Newman, if you
You're
haven't
Carson
heard.
Daly. Shut your mouth and stop trying to get over on the girls. Yeah, keep saying it. Keep saying it. I got one thing y'all don't have. Yeah, you know better than to start talking to me. Y'all both are dismissed. Go find your spot. Get out of my face before I make you a victim, kid. What, you gonna do something? I don't think so. I'll call Gabe Roach and make him snap your neck like the puny little punk that you are. Walk.
Are you gonna hit me with the belt so you don't have to finish an entire match again?
Bottom line is, I know I'm ready for Fight, Win, Survive, and y'all are all ready to watch me, because I am the best here. I am PCW, and I got the best body. And if you shut up for a minute, I'd make something. All right, I suck, fine. But I'm the guy who's about opportunity. Listen up, I'm about opportunity. I know I'm going to be at the Fight, Win, Survive finals. I know without a shadow of a doubt. So I'm making an open challenge. A best body contest against me. Rick Vogue, my good friend, is going to be the judge. Anybody in this arena, anybody watching at home, bottom line is, if you think you got a better body than me, which you know you don't, because I am the man, I am PCW, bring yourself down at the Fight, Win, Survive finals, and let's see what you...
Man, Justin and Rick are funny. Check this out. Last week's matches were crazy. Did you see BJ Cummings? He had thumbtacks all on his back. Even Rick Bogue was busted open. He was bleeding everywhere. But if that didn't knock you out of your seats, tonight will, because in the main event, we got Steve DeMarco, we got Mike Fox, and a boot camp match. So button up your coat and fix your ties to the evening gown match coming up next.
As the promo mentioned, I had a match against Fox. And this would be our very first match at PCW. Now, we had faced each other at EWF. Actually, the last time we had faced each other was, I believe, in Odessa. And it was kind of like the last match for a bunch of us with EWF. It was Odessa, and that was the infamous Pat Green that I've talked about in the past. But basically, we ran up against Pat Green. So even though we were in this big arena, it was like 100 people only, because down the street was Pat Green and this festival and whatnot. It was poor planning. But what really had stuck out to me was at that EWF match was that Mike at the time was the PCW heavyweight champion and I was the NWA Texas heavyweight champion. And really, not that either one of us cared, but the powers that be within our organizations probably did care. So there was some concern. And I recall us having this really creative finish, which involved instant heat and involved Jayla, Mike's girlfriend at the time. Just a really creative way of keeping us both strong and at the same time putting me over to a degree, and at the same time letting him be the butt of jokes. And I've always respected his creativity in that sense. I have immense respect for Mike, and more importantly, I saw Mike as the face of the company. People can say what they want, but he was the guy at that company. He was the guy at PCW. And this first match on PCW television was an opportunity for me to showcase. I really wanted to kind of get under his skin and let him know that I had arrived. Mike had some choice words for me. I mean, I give him credit, man. His promos were pretty solid. Always pretty solid. I mean, he was a class act and very professional. And again, the face of the company.
My focus is on Fight, Win, Survive, the PCW title, and you, Steve DeMarco. Earlier this week, I went to the office, and I made sure that our first round match would be a boot camp match. That's right, nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. Because if you do, your ass is gonna get whipped all the way around that arena and thrown right back into me, where you'll meet your fate. And what is that? Losing in the first round of Fight, Win, Survive.
But I wasn't gonna allow anyone to talk to me like that, and I really wanted to kind of get over. He had a catchphrase, without the main event there is no show, and I wanted to kind of make fun of that, so I got my chance to retort.
As here comes his opponent, main event, Mike Fox. Tell you what, this can get very crazy in a hurry again. The wrestlers around the ring with leather straps. This is a boot camp match. Someone tries to leave the ring, they're just going to get thrown back in. So I would say, Rick folks, that the odds are against Steve DeMarco's normal modus operandi right here.
Well, just because he can't do that doesn't mean he has to only resort to that, Robert. The man didn't get to be a champion for nothing.
You think I'm gonna run and hide? I'm freaking right here. I am PCW. Without me, there is no show. And unlike you, I'm the best part.
Oh, just like the taste right out of DeMarco's mouth.
Man, he with that, he definitely took me off my game.
Even Moose of the Keg Brothers, he got busted open earlier tonight, and he's got that bandage around his head, and here comes Shadow to join the wrestlers around the ring for this boot camp match. Oh, big shoulder block by Mike Fox, putting Steve DeMarco down. And DeMarco, I think he's looking for a way out, but the side of the ring he's at, they're not going to let him go. And here goes Mike Fox. Reversal of the whip by DeMarco. Tried for a clothesline, but a neck breaker by Fox.
Well, this could get bad. I changed my mind. This doesn't look good for my sexy man, Steve DeMarco.
Doesn't look good at all as Fox continues to pound away with right hands, and now Fox throwing DeMarco over the top rope. Oh my gosh, they are wailing away on him with the strap. They are just beating him left, right, and sideways with those straps. My gosh, those are going to leave some marks.
I hope not. I hope they don't leave marks on his face.
Well, you never know. Somebody might ball up that strap and just punch him right in the face. But look out, DeMarco. He's got a double underhook, but Fox with a reversal. He's getting the career killer on. He's got wait a minute. Steve DeMarco is tapped out.
You're kidding me.
Steve DeMarco has...
I knew as soon as Fox put on the career killer, this was his move, I was done. So I wanted no part of the straps. I wanted no part of the locker room getting to pummel me with straps. I just wanted to take my title and go home, and I was all set to do that. I'd be more than happy to walk off and not get the opportunity and just kind of go on with my best body challenge and all that. But someone else had other things in mind.
Oh, wait a minute. Here's the commissioner, Action Jackson.
No.
What's he going to say about this?
This fight wins the fight. I've been hit by a car. I done had weight put on me. Won't you get your butt back in there, because you ain't going to disrespect my fight wins the fight. Get your ass back in there.
Oh, Action Jackson ordering DeMarco back in the ring.
Get his ass back in there.
He said he's not going to get out of it that easily, and Rick Manning is gone for the restart, and there we go. Mike Fox once again welted away on DeMarco.
I ask you, is this fair?
Action Jackson is the commissioner. He'll call Fight, Win, Survive the way he wants it to run, and Mike Fox putting DeMarco down with a clothesline. Wow, what a turn of events.
So Fox gets the upper hand. Thanks to the powers that be. Way to go, Action Jackson and Lance and all of you. But I still knew a few people that didn't like Fox. Chris Stevens in particular really didn't like Fox. Him and Fox have been going back and forth. So, I thought I'd give Stevens a chance during my match.
Well, Steve DeMarco ought to be happy because now he's got a second chance of possibly winning the match and advancing in the tournament and possibly becoming the next PCW champion. But Mike Fox is on the floor. Stevens and Instant Heat there out there on top of Mike Fox. Jay Roach is out there as well, holding him up for Chris Stevens. And Stevens just pounding away on him with that strap and with the fist. Good Lord, it doesn't look good for Mike Fox out there, and they finally throw him back into the ring.
I was only following the rules.
No, not that Steve DeMarco had a picnic when he was outside the ring, but Mike Fox took the worst of that with Chris Stevens. And now Fox is back outside the ring, and once again, they're all ganging up on him. Instant Heat, Gabe Roach, Chris Stevens, and Stevens is wailing away on him. So much unresolved between Stevens and Fox.
I had Fox reeling, so I wanted to give Fox a taste of his own medicine.
Forget their duties, Robert. They better not forget their duty. Indeed, their duty is to prevent anybody from leaving that ring and dropped by DeMarco, and now it's DeMarco with a hold the leg. And look at this. He's putting on his own Boston Crab, his own variation of Fox's career killer. What humiliation it would be for Fox to have to tap out to his own move. You said it. That's adding insult to injury. Absolutely, and look at this. Mike Fox raising up, trying to raise up anyway. He's trying to power out, but he didn't quite have enough leverage. And Steve DeMarco still with a firm hold on that crab.
My version of the career killer. But you know what? You can't kill the career of a hero, and you, more importantly, can't keep a hero down.
To get back to their feet. Very slow to get back up, and Fox continues to pound now on Steve DeMarco. No! Right hand once again. Whip into the rope. And look at this power slam by the main event. What's he doing? Well, whip him! Whip him! Whip him! Looks like Fox is climbing up the rope. Get him, Stevens! Look out, Chris Stevens! Pushing Mike Fox, oh my God, all the way to the floor. And now look at this. Instant Heat and Gabe Roach over there to take advantage. Chris Stevens is there. And now, here comes the platoon, and it is breaking down out here. Shadow and Gabe Roach going at it. Moose pounding away on BJ. Melvin's out there. Lance Romance whipping away at Justin Tufine. Shadow and Gabe Roach there fighting their way up the ramp and back to the dressing room area. Well, now what happens to our match? And meanwhile, well, Steve DeMarco has got his belt and he's trying to leave it. Oh my! Chandra! Chandra's come up! Gave him a low blow! Oh, she is whipping Steve DeMarco's butt! What does Chandra think she's doing? Getting Steve DeMarco back in the ring where he belongs. Missing with a clothesline on Fox, and Fox with a clothesline of his own. Double clothesline! Justin Tufine being sent into the railing outside the ring. Lance Romance better stop it! Leave my man alone! What are you going to do about it? Don't take that pull with me, Robert. Steve DeMarco kept up, but so did Mike Fox. And now, Mike Fox pounding away at Steve DeMarco, giving him a whip into the rope. Oh, and a flapjack by. Oh my God! Wait a minute! Stay away from our table, please. Think that's funny. Just a minute. Well, Adrian thinks it's damn funny, but in the ring, Steve DeMarco is to his feet. And I think a lot of the wrestlers assigned to ringside duty have gone back to the back. Some of them have stayed out here. But look at this. Fox with a hot spot. 2 and 3, and he pins DeMarco and Fox.
Fox had the win, but he did DeMarco out. And I walked off under my own power while he laid there. So I was out of Fight, Win, Survive. I was out of this tournament. No golden opportunity for me, but I was still a champion. And more importantly, I had another challenge that I had to defend.
Hey, you know it can't be a show without Steve DeMarco. I made an open body challenge to anybody listening, anybody out there, the cameraman, the ring guy, the ring crew, it doesn't matter. But you know what? I might as well show you why I do have the best body. I might as well do it right now. since no one's coming out. You know what? On second thought, y'all don't deserve to look at this body. I am the man. Y'all don't deserve to watch. Not at all. I need some competition for the best body challenge.
Well, DeMarco looking for competition in this best body challenge, and we hear the music of the International Players Club. I'm wondering who from that organization is going to come out to the ring and challenge Steve DeMarco in this best body contest. Oh, here comes the original player himself. Lance Romance is, as he would say, in the house. He says it a lot better. Well, surely Lance can't be taking up Steve DeMarco's challenge.
You want the best body? You want the best body challenge? Let me tell you something. I know a little thing or so about good bodies and good love. It's not you, right? You're not challenging me. Don't worry about that, Daddy. Let me tell you something. What I'm about to bring out is the best looking thing in the PCW. And I'll bring to you and I'll bring to all these people the PCW Knockout!
Well, Lance is bringing out the PCW Knockout. Certainly some outstanding bodies. I'd say all of them are, quite frankly. Let's see, there are 6 knockouts, 1 of DeMarco, so I'd say DeMarco's outnumbered in this best body challenge. There they are, parading around the ring, the lovely PCW Knockouts.
Okay, Lance, I'll give you credit where credit's due. You do know how to pick bodies, but we're not talking about bodies for the after party. We're talking about bodies who actually hit a gym, don't just look good in a bikini. We're talking about people who spend time in the gym 2-3 hours a day. Not, is that what you're talking about? You talking about a little muscle? Yeah. How about we do a little pose down?
All right, Lance calling for a pose down.
Fine. You want to go?
I guess we're going to see Steve DeMarco pose. Oh, wait a second. Coming up behind the knockouts, coming to ringside, Chris Bussey and young lady. I guess he's going to enter the best body contest.
All right. Look at that.
She's in this black trench coat and a black beret.
Real good.
And just right behind
All right,
DeMarco.
you know what? Let me see them guns one more time, Daddy.
Gonna see some guns now. Oh my God! Oh my dear Lord! Look at this! Look at this! Oh my! DeMarco has met more than his match! Oh my gosh! I don't know who she is, but she's flexing big time.
You're a woman, if you want to call her that. Because I whoop her. Whoa, I tell you what. Let's let the fans decide who's got the better body.
You know, I gotta hand it to Betty Peruso. She definitely put time in the gym, and at that point she probably had a way better body than me. But I mean, bodies for the after party? And more importantly, the expression on some of the knockouts' faces was priceless. Especially Davey and Marissa. I mean, just priceless. Like, smile and then, oh, wait, what? Oh, no. So following Fight Win Survive, I feuded with Barnes over the title. We even had a ladder match at Sick and Twisted 2003. That was also, that show, I don't have the ladder match unfortunately, but that show also marked my interaction with Sabu. At that point I was told, hey, you're going to face Sabu at Heroes to Legends, so that was there. That was our first interaction during his match with Jared Steele. Aside from my feud with Barnes, I also got the opportunity to feud with an old friend of mine. One half of Instant Heat. Back then he was known as BJ Cummings. Today he's known as BJ Turner. Turner and I were good friends. We had traveled the roads. We'd been part of EWF, we were part of NWA Southwest, They had came to PCW along when I came to PCW. We were boys outside the ring. I mean, him, Justin Tufine, we were definitely buddies. And I knew what BJ could bring to the table. I knew what Mr. Turner had, and I really wanted him to showcase it. And I felt our match, one of our matchups, one of our early matchups was that opportunity.
Well, Rick Volk flying into the ring like a butterfly as his man BJ Cummings has the microphone. And I'm not quite sure what BJ's doing out here right now.
But tonight, I'm getting straight to business.
Well, these people, they know what's going on. Folks here at the PCW Arena. They know Rick and BJ too well.
See, here's the way I see things. Steve DeMarco, every week, you come out here and issue an open challenge. And you know you've been avoiding me. Because when it comes down to it, I've got a gift, and you're barely making it off talent. So tonight, I'm taking you up on that open challenge.
Oh boy, I think we've got a real Donnybrook about to erupt here. I mean, usually it's Steve DeMarco who comes out and makes the open challenge, and BJ Cummings beating him to the punch. As we see now on the rampway, the PCW Light Heavyweight Champion, Sexy Steve DeMarco. This ought to be a heck of a match. I mean, both men are tremendous athletes. There's no doubt about that. You've got Rick Volk out there. Lord only knows what he's going to do. He's, of course, got that fly swatter. I know it's missing a few teeth. And here's DeMarco with the microphone.
First off, BJ, who exactly have you beaten to even earn a sexy weight title shot? Tell me who? Who? You're not sexy.
Well, Rick Volk thinks BJ's
sexy, but come... Shut up, Rick. I'll put it this way. If you'll drop the antics, you'll drop your gimmick for one match, I'll give you a shot. What do you say? I mean, this is what it's about, right? This sexy weight belt?
Well, look at this. Steve DeMarco pounding.
BJ asked for a challenge, and it got answered.
He's in there as the third man in the ring. Rick Volk is at ringside. And look at this. Nice flip. Nicely done by BJ Cummings. And look at that. He hooks the arm and he's going for a crucifix maneuver. He's got DeMarco rolled up and only a 2 count. Steve DeMarco, of course, will defend that PCW Light Heavyweight title, or as he calls it, the Sexy Weight title, against Brett Barnes of the International Players Club at Sick and Twisted in a ladder match. And that's going to be a real sight to see. Fans.
But you can't underestimate Mr. Turner, no matter how dirty my tricks are.
Trying for a whip, but BJ reverses it, and a reversal back into the corner, and Steve DeMarco on the top rope goes after BJ, and BJ moves out of the way, and BJ, oh wow, nice backflip at, oh, high flying drop kick, and he sends DeMarco skidding into the opposite corner. And now look at BJ coming up, but Steve DeMarco turns around, sets him on the top turnbuckle, firing away now with right hands. Steve DeMarco, the current light heavyweight champion, or sexy weight as he calls it. BJ jumping over DeMarco, and BJ, he's over in the corner right where his man Rick Volk is. How lovely. Putting the feet up, but DeMarco's got a hold of him, and oh my gosh, what a powerbomb by sexy Steve DeMarco.
I had control of BJ, but he definitely had a lot of fight left, and he came oh so close.
And another kick by Cummings, and looks like he's got DeMarco right where he wants him. And he's going outside the ropes. He could very well be going for that big shooting star press that he's been using as of late. Goes forward, but DeMarco moves out of the way. BJ Cummings hits the mat hard, and now it's the, oh my gosh, that must be the Sexified. That must be the Sexyweight that Steve DeMarco was telling me about, and if that's so, then BJ Cummings has been Sexyweight and kicked in the head with the sexy kick, and that has got to be all she wrote now for BJ Cummings. Rick Manning with a count and a 3. Steve DeMarco, PCW Light Heavyweight Champion, headed for a match with Brett Barnes at Sick and Twisted.
BJ had been sexified, and I was still champ. I knew Sabu was in my sights. I knew I had a golden opportunity to further push my name into legendary status at Heroes to Legends. But BJ had impressed the office, and he got another title shot after becoming #1 contender. Now this will be one of the only matches where I show pretty much it in its entirety, so enjoy it.
Well, that'll be interesting. I guess disqualifications.
We ought to let these guys lose and give you the belt, because you, Rob, as a non-athlete, have as much business with the belt as these guys.
Well, I'm way past the weight limit. Of course, that didn't stop one Cactus Jack back in World Class, but let's get to the match at hand here as BJ Cummings whipping Steve DeMarco. And look at this, DeMarco with a fireman's carry takeover, and now DeMarco with a variation of the bridge pin on top of BJ, but BJ kicks out.
Ladies and gentlemen watching the broadcast at home, I am not laughing at the competitors. They're fine athletes. I was laughing at the vision I got in my head when I said Rob Moore wearing the belt.
Well, number one, I don't think that belt would fit. I mean, I've lost 30 pounds in the last year, but come on.
Behind your ears, maybe. I love you, Rob, but you need a salad.
Well, maybe it'll be your treat after the show. Look at this. Flying action in the ring as BJ Cummings once again goes up on the shoulders of sexy Steve DeMarco, and he just drops him flat down.
I will say this, Rob Moore, that these guys, that being a title match, they're leaving nothing outside of the ring, man. It's heart and soul. All they got inside the ring, I will give them that.
Absolutely. Both men are fantastic athletes. There's no doubt about that. I know BJ Cummings has a martial arts background, and Steve DeMarco, he's been quite an athletic competitor himself throughout his life. And look at this, Rick Boat getting involved with that disease-ridden fly swatter of his. Good Lord.
It's funny for me to hear that BJ has a martial arts background, because I just thought he was an artsy-fartsy.
Well, perhaps that too. But it is BJ Cummings who is picking DeMarco up off the mat. And backing him back into the corner now, firing in those shoulders as referee Terry Stevens tries to get them out of the corner. And, hard chop to the chest by Cummings.
Yes, a limp-wristed chop from Cummings to the chest of the champ, Rob. But I got to tell you, DeMarco better make a move soon.
Very nice double underhook by BJ Cummings on top with the cover, and Stevens with the count, and he only gets a 2.
Rob, it's just a matter of time before DeMarco wins this match. As much as I hate to say it, the man is a manipulative competitor, and he always finds a way to keep the hardware. And it seems to be he's gaining a little momentum here. Beautiful maneuver.
Ecstasy neckbreaker by Steve DeMarco, and it is DeMarco. I wonder if he's going to try to get, well, 2 with a pinfall. At least he's trying to win the match through conventional means here.
That's just 2 right there, and I wouldn't be surprised though. I mean, I wouldn't be telling tales out of school, Rob, if I said be prepared for him to hit somebody with the belt to chair. Oh, there's your buddy hanging on, slapping him with the swatter.
I don't see any buddies. I just see Rick Volk out there grabbing a hold of DeMarco, and BJ Cummings takes advantage. And now he's got DeMarco up on that top rope, and I'm wondering what maneuver he's going to pull on him. Slugging away with those right hands, and now, oh my gosh, a reverse atomic drop.
Yeah, BJ Cummings delivering fists to the mouth of sexy Steve DeMarco, but I got to tell you, deep down inside, I'm sure it wasn't fists he was delivering to his mouth.
Look at this powerbomb out of the corner by DeMarco.
But a big, juicy kiss to the champ.
Oh, yes, indeed. As DeMarco trying to turn the tables here on the challenger, BJ Cummings. DeMarco in for the cover, but he catches Rick Book trying to get in the ring.
Didn't even get the 2 there. The Book.
Oh, look at this! Book gets hip tossed into the ring.
That is one of the more beautiful maneuvers I've seen. If anybody deserves to be dropped on their head, it is your former boyfriend, Rick Bogue.
Well, he was never my boyfriend to start with. He's just a lunatic is what he is.
Yeah, I guess he was a lunatic when he kissed you back at Sick and Twisted.
So BJ wins, pretty much using the same tactics I use. I can't fault him for it. I wanted no revenge. He won fair and square in that type of match. I didn't want revenge. I mean, in fact, I felt like I was going to move on to bigger and better things. And the start of that would be against Sabu, which will be the subject of my next video. Again, I appreciate all of you guys taking the opportunity to listen to these. I know sometimes they can be pretty long, especially with all the videos, all the highlights, but again, I appreciate everyone taking their time to support. As you can see, one of my shirts. Now I'll start wearing other people's shirts. I can't wait till the next video because I got a very special shirt to wear from a couple of friends who give me a lot of fitness advice. Whether I want it or not, they are always giving me fitness advice. It's pretty crazy, but they give everyone fitness advice. But you know, as I always like to say, stay cool, stay sexy, stay classy. But for this time, why don't you just watch one of my very early entrance videos at PCW? Enjoy, and until next time, later.